The Galactic High Council Chamber was one of the most powerful rooms in the galaxy. It was a massive circular hall floating inside a hollow asteroid, surrounded by a bright energy field. Inside, representatives of 17 alien species sat in tall metal seats arranged in a perfect ring. Each of them controlled entire star systems. Each of them believed they understood war, strategy, and survival better than any other race. But today, they all gathered for one single topic: humanity. For years, humans had caused trouble in the galaxy. They expanded faster than expected, discovered technologies earlier than predicted, and fought enemies stronger than themselves. The Council saw Earth's behavior as a threat, because humans never surrendered, even when logic said they should. The meeting began with Supreme Speaker Thalen rising from his seat. His skin glowed blue, and his voice echoed around the room. "Members of the Council," he said, "we are gathered here to vote on the human question. Do we allow Earth to continue growing, or do we end them now?" A quiet tension spread through the chamber. The topic was not new. This debate had happened many times over the years. But this time, something was different. The Council felt fear. Fear of humans. Representative Carr of the Vorn Empire slammed his claws on the table. Humans are unpredictable. They fight like cornered beasts. Their planet is small, yet they challenge great powers. Soon they will challenge us. A few representatives nodded. Another alien, a pale insectoid creature named Syra, leaned forward. Humans adapt too fast. Their science changes every year. Their weapons evolve every month. They grow even during war. They survive 2 galactic plagues, 3 asteroid events, and their own internal conflicts. They are unnatural. A whisper passed around the room. Everyone knew it was true. Humans were not the strongest species, not the fastest, not the smartest, but they had something far more dangerous. They refused to die. Commander Vrax, the military advisor of the Council, sat quietly in his armored chair. He had studied humans more than anyone in the room. His deep orange eyes watched the debate, but he didn't speak yet. Representative Juro, a tall silver-skinned alien, stood next. "We all saw what happened on Colony 91. 100 humans against thousands of Krell soldiers. Humans fought until their last breath. They used fire, stones, even their broken weapons. They should have been defeated in minutes, but they held for 2 days." He paused. "And they won." Gasps filled the chamber. Everyone remembered that report. It was embarrassing for the Krell Empire and terrifying for Council. Thalen raised his hand. "Let us hear from Commander Vrax. He has observed Earth for the past 5 cycles." Commander Vrax finally stood. His armor was marked with scars from many wars. His voice was cold and steady. "Humans are dangerous," he said, "not because of their weapons, not because of their technology, but because of their nature." He pressed a button on his table. A hologram of Earth appeared in the center of the room. Vrax walked around it slowly. "Humans are emotional. Yes, they argue. They fight each other. They make mistakes. But when they face an external threat," he paused, "they become united. And when they unite, they create miracles." The hologram changed. Images of human cities, armies, scientists, inventions, and historical battles appeared. They survived disasters that should have destroyed them. Vrax continued. "Every time we expect them to fall, they rise stronger. Every time they lose something, they learn. They adapt faster than any race we know." He turned to the Council. "Left alone, humans will become the most powerful species in this region of space." Silence. Heavy, sharp silence. Then Representative Carr hissed. "So you agree with invasion?" Vrax looked down. "I do not want war, but I fear what happens if we wait. Humans will not remain weak forever." The Council members exchanged looks, some eyes full of fear, some full of anger, some full of envy. Supreme Speaker Thalen raised a great metal hammer, the vote marker. "Then it is time," he declared. His voice shook the chamber. "We vote on the fate of Earth. Members, prepare." Lights dimmed. The hologram of Earth glowed brighter. Thalen spoke the ancient words. 1 vote for survival. 1 vote for annihilation. Each representative placed a glowing orb into one of two slots. Blue for survival, red for annihilation. The orbs dropped one by one. Red, red, blue, red, red, red. Humanity's fate was being decided by strangers light years away. Commander Vrax watched with a troubled heart. He knew humans. He respected them. And he feared them too. He understood that humans would not go quietly into extinction. The final orb dropped. The vote marker lit up. Fallon raised his voice. The council has voted. Earth will be invaded. The chamber erupted. Some in triumph, others in dread. Commander Vrax looked at the Earth hologram and whispered softly, "They will not make this easy." He did not know yet. He had no idea. But Earth already knew about the vote. And humanity was preparing something that would turn the invasion into a grave. The alien armada appeared out of warp space like a storm of dark shadows. Thousands of ships, shaped like metal daggers, spread across Earth orbit. Their engines glowed red, painting the darkness with a silent warning. This was the largest invasion fleet ever sent by the Council. But as the fleet settled into orbit, something strange happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No alarms from Earth. No fighter jets rising. No human satellites locking weapons. No radio messages demanding identification. Only quiet, a quiet too perfect to trust. Commander Vrax stood at the front window of the command ship Warlance. He looked down at the blue planet. It rotated silently, covered with white clouds and deep oceans. From orbit, Earth looked peaceful, beautiful even, but Vrax felt an uneasiness in his chest. His second-in-command, Officer Dren, walked up. "Commander, sensors are not detecting any defense systems online. Human weapons are not active." Vrax frowned. "Impossible. Humans always defend themselves. They react fast. Even wild animals protect their homes." Dren showed him a data screen. All of their military satellites are offline. Many are destroyed. Cities show low power levels. There are no aircraft moving anywhere on the planet. Vrax stared hard. "What about radio channels?" "Silent," Dren replied. "Like the whole planet is empty. Empty." The word hit Vrax like a punch. He had studied Earth for years. Humans were loud, emotional, chaotic, always moving. A silent Earth was unnatural. He faced his officers. Scan deeper. Look for hidden power signatures. The scanning ship began its sweep. Blue waves rippled across the planet. Data came back slowly. Officer Dren's eyes widened. "Commander, I am detecting massive heat signatures." "Where?" Vrax asked. "Under the surface," Dren said. "Deep underground. Millions of signals. Moving. Fast." A chill ran through the command deck. "Millions? Moving? Underground? What life forms?" Vrax demanded. "Not life forms, sir," Dren whispered. "Metal. Metal?" The bridge fell silent. Vrax turned back to the window, watching Earth rotate. "Humans," he muttered. "What did you build down there?" Before anyone could answer, a sharp alarm echoed through the deck. "Commander," shouted a technician, "we are picking up an energy pulse from a human moon." All officers looked at the screen. A small building on the moon's surface, something humans had abandoned decades ago, suddenly lit up with bright white light. It emitted a single powerful signal toward Earth. Then everything went dark again. A coded message? A warning? A trigger? The crew exchanged worried glances. Officer Dren gulped. "Commander, humans should not have tech strong enough to activate from the moon." Vrax closed his eyes for a moment. Humans always have more than we expect. He turned to his soldiers. "Prepare a landing force. We will send a scout team." The order spread across the fleet. Dropships prepared. Troops lined up. Mechs activated. But as the landing teams organized, more strange results appeared on the sensors. A new report came in. "Commander, human cities show signs of self-destruction, not invasion. Buildings burn from inside. Power grids shut down by humans themselves. Transportation systems locked. Why would humans destroy their own cities?" Officer asked. Vrax's voice was low. to slow down an enemy, to erase information, to hide something. He felt it now, clear and cold. Earth was not abandoned. Earth was prepared. The first landing craft was ready. 10 elite soldiers, 2 war mechs, and 1 engineer to analyze human tech. As the dropship descended through Earth's atmosphere, its scanners flickered. Interference. Static. Strange patterns. The pilot adjusted controls. Something is jamming us. But it's not human radio. It's something else. Continue, Vrax ordered. Clouds broke. Land came into view. Their destination, a once busy human city named New Avalon. The dropship landed in the middle of a broken street. Glass everywhere. Cars left in strange positions. As if people had abandoned them mid-drive, the soldiers stepped out. No wind. No voices. No animals. Just dead silence. But the silence felt watched. Lieutenant Sora, the scout leader, activated her visor. "Commander, the city is empty. Not a single human found." One soldier kicked it across the street. The echo bounced between buildings like a scream. Sora entered shop. Everything was dusty, shelves half empty, lights broken. But what she found next chilled her. Every door was locked from inside. Every window sealed with metal bars. Every building reinforced. This was not a city that collapsed. This was a city fortified. "Commander," Sora said, "humans did not run away. They locked themselves in. They prepared their city like a stronghold." Outside, another soldier yelled, "You need to see this." The group gathered around a large metal panel hidden under rubble. A hatch. A human-made hatch. Sora brushed the dust away. "This leads underground." Suddenly, the ground trembled. A deep rumble rose from the earth, like something giant was waking up below. A metallic screech followed. The hatch in front of them cracked open on its own. Cold white light shot out. The soldiers raised their weapons. Something was rising. Something built by humans. Something sleeping, waiting, and now waking. Lieutenant Sora whispered, her voice shaking. "Commander, Earth is not defenseless. Earth is armed." The hatch in the broken street opened with a slow metallic grind, like the planet was breathing after a long sleep. Cold white light spilled out onto the dusty road, cutting through the dark silence. Lieutenant Sora and her team stepped back, weapons raised. None of them spoke. None of them moved. Because something inside the earth was moving. A faint mechanical hum echoed from the underground tunnel, rising slowly, like a machine warming up after years of rest. Then came the footsteps, heavy metal footsteps. They hit the ground with perfect rhythm. Clang, clang, clang. One soldier whispered, "Is that human tech?" Sora didn't answer. Her visor scanned the hatch. Unknown human machinery detected. Unknown power source. Unknown model. Unknown. 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 Humans had always been sloppy with secret projects. Their tech signatures were easy to read. But not this. This felt like something built in the dark, away from satellites, governments, and maybe even the Council's knowledge. The footsteps grew louder. The first machine emerged. It rose from the hatch slowly, 7 feet tall, covered in black armor plates. Its body shaped like a human silhouette, but sharper, colder, more deliberate. No glowing eyes. No signs of a pilot. Only a single red line across its helmet-like head pulsed softly. A human-made autonomous war construct. A model none of the aliens had ever seen. The machine scanned the soldiers. No aggression. No fear. No recognition. It simply looked at them, then raised both of its arms. Not to attack, but to signal something behind it. The second machine climbed out, then a third, then dozens. They moved in perfect synchronization, each step a mirror of the last. No sound except metal on concrete. Lieutenant Sora took a slow breath. "Commander, we have contact with something humanity built for war. These machines were waiting for us." Commander Vrax answered immediately, voice tight. "Do not engage unless attacked." But Sora already felt it. This wasn't a battle. This was a warning. Before she could speak again, the machine suddenly stopped. All red visors pointed toward a destroyed building across the street. Their bodies shifted into attack stance. Sora followed their gaze. The building shook as if something inside had moved. One wall cracked. A pile of rubble collapsed outward. Sora raised her weapon. What now? A massive machine, a different one, burst out of the building, tearing concrete apart like paper. It was twice the size of the smaller constructs, shaped like a heavy tank standing on two legs, guns mounted on its shoulders, and a cannon built into its arm. But there was no sign of aggression toward the aliens. It faced the smaller machines and spoke. A booming metallic voice thundered across the street. Defense Node Alpha reporting. All units activated. Protocol Iron Veil has begun. The smaller machines responded in a single robotic voice. Confirmed. Sora's heart pounded. Commander, I think we interrupted something. The giant machine turned toward the alien soldiers. Its red visor scanned each of them slowly. The aliens held their breath. Then it said, non-human presence detected. Classification, invader, engaging perimeter defense. Sora shouted, fall back, now. The machines did not chase them. Instead, they formed a massive circle around Open Hatch, guarding something deeper below the earth. Something important. Something hidden. The soldiers retreated into the central plaza of the Silent City. Buildings towered around them like dead giants. Windows broken. Streets cracked. Every surface covered in dust. But now the silence felt different. It felt alive. A strange energy pulse ran through the city. Buildings flickered with red emergency lights. Street lamps blinked on and off. Holographic screens activated with static. The entire city seemed to wake up, reacting to the invaders. One soldier stared at a street lamp shaking. What is happening to this place? Sora slowly turned in a circle, taking in the scene. This city isn't dead, she whispered. It's listening. A loud metallic click echoed across the street. Everyone froze. A giant billboard on a building flickered, then turned on fully. A human message played, glitching but readable. If you are seeing this, the invasion has begun. Do not panic. Follow Protocol Iron Veil and move below. Below, the hatch, the underground city. Sora's eyes widened. Commander, they didn't hide from us. They hid from something bigger. Vrax's voice cut through the comms. Lieutenant, what do you see? Commander, she said, this is an abandoned city. This is a shield, a shell. Humans built an entire world under the surface. And all of this, these machines, they are only the first layer of defense. A long silence from orbit. Then Vrax whispered the question the entire fleet feared. Lieutenant, where are the humans now? Sora looked at the hatch, looked at the machines guarding it, looked at the flickering billboard. She swallowed. Underground, she said. All of them. The entire population. They went below. And what are they doing down there? Sora answered. Preparing, Commander. They're preparing for war. Suddenly, every machine in the street turned its head upward, toward the sky, toward the alien fleet. Their visors glowed bright red. And in a single united voice they whispered, target acquired. The machines stood in the ruined street, all facing the sky, red visors glowing brighter with every passing second. To the alien soldiers, it looked like the entire city, its metal skeleton, broken buildings, and silent roads, had suddenly grown eyes made of human steel. Lieutenant Sora's team slowly backed away, weapons ready but handshaking. None of them had ever seen machines behave like this. They were not simple robots. They were coordinated, intelligent, and almost alive. Then the ground rumbled again. A deeper, heavier vibration this time. Not from one hatch, but from everywhere. Sora spun around. Manholes shook. Subway tunnels groaned. Cracks opened in the roads. Dust fell from rooftops. A soldier whispered, This is a whole city waking up. They weren't wrong. From every corner of New Avalon, new machines began emerging. Some crawled out on metal legs. Some rose from underground lifts. Some smashed through old pavement coverings that humans had placed years ago. All of them shared the same red visor line. All of them moved with purpose. Officer Dren's voice crackled over comms from orbit. "Lieutenant, what are you seeing? Sensors show massive heat spikes under your location." "Commander Vrax needs to hear this," Sora said, voice trembling. "It's not heat. It's activation." Dren hesitated. "Activation of what?" Sora exhaled slowly. "Of an underground army. A big one. Below the streets. Deep beneath the city, unseen by the aliens, a giant chamber lit up. Rows upon rows of dormant war machines. Thousands of them, powered on simultaneously. Their cores glowed white-hot, like awakened hearts. A voice echoed through the underground structure. "Human defense systems operational. Release all units." Gates slid open. Conveyor belts moved. Mechanical arms lifted weapons and attached them to war drones. Human engineers, none alive now, only their programming, had left behind instruction for a scenario they prayed would never happen. The scenario had arrived. Above ground, the alien soldiers felt the tremor growing. Sora swallowed. "Commander!" This wasn't built in weeks. Or months. Humans built this for years. In secret. Vrax replied with a low voice. "I knew humans were dangerous, but this is beyond anything we predicted." The streets transformed. The machines didn't attack immediately. Instead, they rearranged themselves, dividing into squads. Some marched into buildings. Others positioned themselves on rooftops. Many formed circular formations around vents and tunnel exits. It was military coordination. Perfect. Flawless. Inhuman. Then the city lights flickered. A giant holographic display activated in the center plaza. Static first. Glitches next. Then a message appeared, recorded by a human officer dressed in Earth Alliance armor. Her eyes were tired but determined. "If you see this recording," she said, "it means the Council has chosen war." Sora froze. The message continued. "We knew this day could come. So we built what you are now seeing. New Avalon is not a city. It is a shield. A disguise. Beneath you lies Arclight Base, Earth's last offensive layer." The aliens exchanged horrified looks. "We left the surface," the officer said, "not because we were afraid, but because we needed to protect what mattered. Our families, our future, our species." The screen flickered. The recording zoomed in on the officer's face. "If you choose peace, turn around and leave. If you choose war," a cold pause, "then you will face the machines we made for monsters like you." The hologram cut out. The plaza fell silent. Then a siren rose across the city. A human siren. Deep, metallic, unmistakable. "Woo, oh," and the machines moved as one. The first strike. Commander Vrax's voice came through the comms. "Lieutenant, fall back to the extraction point. Now!" But it was too late. A massive metal gate, large as a building, erupted from the ground. It opened like the jaws of a beast. Light poured out, blinding the soldiers. From inside the gate came the next wave of machines. They were bigger, armored, faster. They moved like predators hunting prey they had been waiting for. A machine with 4 legs and rotating cannons locked onto the alien team. Sora dived behind debris. The machine didn't fire. Instead, it scanned them. A harsh robotic voice said, "Invader classification confirmed. Perimeter cleansing required." And the machine spread out, not firing blindly, but forming kill zones. Smart kill zones, the kind human tacticians were famous for. Sora felt her blood run cold. Humans hadn't vanished. Humans hadn't surrendered. Humans had built a planet-sized trap. Commander Vrax realizes the truth. Up in orbit. Vrax watched in horror as new signals appeared across the entire continent. Hundreds, then thousands, then millions. "Commander," Dren whispered, "if these are all machines, the humans built an army larger than ours." "No," Vrax said quietly, staring at the screen. "Not larger." The red dots multiplied faster. Smarter. He closed his eyes. Humans weren't defending the surface because the surface didn't matter. They were defending the real world underneath. Their real civilization. Their real strength. Their real weapon. Earth wasn't weak. Earth was layered like armor, and the top layer was finally awake. On the ground, Lieutenant Sora stared at the swarm of machines advancing through the city. Not rushing. Not panicking. Just moving with cold purpose. A line of machines marched past her and whispered in a unified metallic voice. Protocol Iron Veil, complete. Begin surface cleansing. The city's silence ended. The war began. For the first time since the invasion began, Earth's screams were not of fear, but of awakening. Deep below the surface, far below New Avalon, far below empty streets and broken buildings, an entire world lit up. Miles of tunnels, hundreds of steel gates, entire underground highways, and between them, cities, living cities. Lights flickered on. Rail systems powered up. Giant screens displayed evacuation maps. Automated drones flew through clean metallic hallways carrying supplies. What the aliens thought was an abandoned Earth was actually only a shell. This was the real Earth. The Earth built for survival. The Earth built for war. The hidden civilization. Commander Vrax had never felt true fear in his life. But as he stared at the sensor map, millions of moving bodies underground, he understood the truth. Those are not machines, he whispered. Officer Dren swallowed. Then they're humans? The screen answered for them. Heartbeats detected. Human voices detected. Massive population detected. All of them underground. All alive. All waiting. Vrax stepped back. His knees almost buckled. Humans hadn't been destroyed. Humans hadn't been scattered. Humans had moved. All of them. Commander, Dren said softly, Earth didn't collapse. It relocated. Vrax whispered, this is not a planet. It's a bunker the size of a world. Inside Arclight Base. Far below Sora's location. Inside the hidden capital known as Arclight Base, the atmosphere was organized chaos. Millions of humans walked through metal corridors wearing emergency suits. Children clung to their parents. Doctors treated minor injuries. Engineers ran from one terminal to another, reactivating old systems with shaking hands. None of them panicked. They were scared, yes, but they were ready. In the central command room of Arclight Base, a man in Earth Alliance uniform stood before a giant holographic table. General Elias Ward, eyes cold, voice steady. The man who designed the underground network. Status report, he said. Arclight holding strong. Civilian clusters 1 to 9 secure. Food reserve stable. Energy cores active. Ward nodded. And the surface machines? A woman replied, all defense units activated. Protocol Iron Veil is successful. Ward exhaled. Good. Then Phase 2 begins. He looked at a massive screen showing the alien fleet above Earth. Let them come. Back on the surface, Lieutenant Sora and her team took shelter inside a broken library. Books lay scattered, dust thick on shelves, old human paintings hanging crooked on the walls. One soldier picked up a children's book. Simple pictures of animals and trees. Humans, they look so peaceful in their own art. Why did they build all this? Sora answered quietly, because they knew peace wouldn't last. Outside, heavy metal footsteps echoed. Machines patrolled the streets, scanning for invaders. Their red visors glowed through the broken windows like red moons. Sora touched her communicator. Commander, I think I understand now. Humans didn't build machines to conquer planets. They built machines to survive. Vrax's voice replied slowly, explain. Sora looked outside again. Humans fight harder than any species because they came from a world that tried to kill them every day. Storms, quakes, predators, diseases. Earth forged them like steel. And when they learn an alien threat might come someday, they forge these machines too. She paused. Commander, humans built their last weapon from fear, but also from hope. Hope that they could save their people. Vrax did not respond, because he knew she was right. The truth of the vote. In his warship, Vrax opened an old classified file, one he hoped he'd never need. A report written by an ancient council intelligence group. If Earth ever unites under a single purpose, The galaxy will change forever. The Council hadn't voted to destroy Earth because humans were monsters. They voted because humans were unstoppable when united. And nothing in history united humans more than a threat from the sky. Vrax whispered, "We didn't cause this war, we triggered their evolution." Humanity's final message. A loud, powerful broadcast suddenly filled every alien ship and every helmet on the surface. A voice. Human. Calm. To the invaders. "This is Earth. We are still here." Silence. Then the voice continued. "You believe we would be weak. You were wrong. You believe we would scatter. You were wrong. You believe the surface was our home." A beat. "You were wrong about everything." Commander Vrax felt his throat tighten, not because the voice was threatening, but because it was confident, too confident. "You will not find our children. You will not find our cities. You will not find our fear." A deep mechanical hum echoed across the surface. "All you will find are our machines." Every machine across the ruined cities turned toward the alien fleet. Thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, visors glowing red. "And our machines," the voice said, "do not show mercy." The beginning of the end. In the library, Sora heard the final words. "Welcome to Earth's last offense. You came for our world. Now you face the world we built just for you." The machines moved. The ground shook. And humanity's last weapon, the weapon they built when they decided they were done being prey, finally activated. Earth was done hiding. From orbit, Earth still looked peaceful. Blue oceans, white clouds, soft morning light. But beneath that calm picture, the planet had already changed. It was no longer a world. It was a weapon, and the invaders were standing on the edge of their own grave. Commander Vrax stood at the center of the Warlance's command deck, staring at the live feed from the surface. Machine units were spreading across New Avalon like silver veins, forming perfect military patterns. No random movement, no confusion, only ruthless precision. "Commander," Officer Dren said, voice shaking, "more machines are appearing across every continent. I am counting, sir, I am counting hundreds of thousands." Vrax whispered, "Impossible." But the numbers kept climbing. Millions. And more. At the same moment, on the surface, Lieutenant Sora watched the unfold from behind the burned walls of the old library. The city had changed again in minutes. Machines dug trenches, deployed shield generators, and constructed metal towers taller than buildings. All of it automated. One soldier whispered, "This is not an army, this is a system." Sora didn't answer. She was staring at the horizon. The sky flashed red. Thousands of alien dropships were descending, forming a massive invasion wave. Their engines screamed. Their cannons charged. The Council wanted Earth taken by force. They had no idea force was the one thing this planet understood best. Phase 1. The Skyfalls. The alien fleet began firing plasma bombardments into the city. Balls of green fire rained down, exploding across broken roads and empty buildings. Sora covered her head as shockwaves hit, but the machines didn't retreat. They didn't fear. They didn't even slow down. Instead, hundreds of towers across the city extended upward and opened like steel flowers, revealing spherical railgun cores. Whum, thumb, whum. The railguns fired at speeds faster than sound. Their shots tore through the sky, ripping alien dropships apart like paper. 1, 2, 10 hundreds. Alien ships fell burning through the clouds. Vrax gripped the railing of his command deck. "What kind of firepower is this?" Dren replied, "Commander, this is human tech. And this," Vrax shouted, gesturing to battle, "is not human tech." Dren swallowed. "Sir, we never understood what humans were truly capable of." Phase 2, the ground awakens. As more alien troops broke through the smoke and landed, the machines shifted formation. Their red visors brightened, and they charged, not like robots, not like drones, but like hunters. They moved over rubble, jumped across broken rooftops, climbed walls in seconds, and tore into alien squads with perfect coordination. Sora watched one machine, a sleek black humanoid construct, dive into a squad of 6 alien soldiers. Its arms turned into blades, and in 4 movements, the entire squad was down. No hesitation, no noise, just efficiency. Another machine, one shaped like a giant armor wolf, leapt from a rooftop and tackled an alien mech to ground, snapping its metal limbs with terrifying ease. The city itself joined the fight. Sewer grates burst open. Streets cracked in straight lines. Sidewalks transformed into shield walls. Everything humans touched had been weaponized. Phase 3, the oceans rise. From orbit, Vrax watched as the oceans lit up with blue geometric lines. Giant underwater doors, hidden for decades, began opening one by one. What now? Dren whispered. From beneath the waves, massive aquatic war machines rose like sea monsters. Some looked like metallic whales with missile racks on their backs. Others resembled long serpents with electric coils running down their spines. They fired into the sky, striking the alien support fleets above the oceans. Earth's seas had turned into launch platforms. Vrax felt something he never imagined he would feel. Despair. Phase 4, the forest strike. On land, deep forests suddenly lit up with thousands of tiny red lights. At first, alien scanners marked them as wildlife. They were wrong. Every tree root was actually a cable. Every rock was a disguised turret. Entire forests were wired with dormant weapon systems. When alien troops entered, crack, 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 rail needles shot out from between trees like invisible arrows. Alien soldiers fell without even hearing a sound. The machines advanced behind them, sweeping forests clean. The breaking point. Lieutenant Sora saw the moment everything changed. The alien army, trained, organized, confident, broke formation. They retreated, not in a tactical pattern. In panic, one alien screamed, "Retreat! Retreat! This planet is insane. This is not a battlefield. It's a slaughterhouse." He was right. Earth wasn't defending itself. Earth was punishing its invaders. Commander Vrax's realization. On the Warlands, Vrax dropped into his chair. "We misjudged them. We misjudged everything." Dren whispered, "Sir, we invaded an empty surface. But underground, there are millions of humans. Safe, protected, untouched." Vrax looked at Earth, scarred, burning, but undefeated. "No," he said, "not untouched." He pointed at the machines. "They built these for us." His voice trembled. For this exact day. The grave awakens. Back in the city, Sora watched as the machines formed massive lines, covering the entire horizon. Their red visors dimmed, then brightened again. A deep metallic voice came from every unit at once, thousands speaking as one. Surface cleansing complete. Begin burial protocol. The ground began to shift. Massive sinkholes opened. Machine claws tore open the soil. The aliens realized too late. Earth was literally opening graves for them. This wasn't just defense. This was a burial. Earth's silent message. Commander Vrax felt something break inside him. Humans had turned their world into a trap, into a fortress, into a tomb for whoever dared invade. He whispered, almost to himself, How did they plan this?" Dren answered softly, "Because humans survive when no one else can, and they make sure no invader survives them." The planet below glowed with weapon fire. The sky burned, and the invasion became a graveyard. The alien armada was breaking. Dark smoke filled Earth's orbit. Burning wreckage drifted like torn feathers through space. The proud council warships, once symbols of unstoppable power, now looked like crippled animals struggling to survive. And at the center of this collapsing chaos stood Commander Vrax, watching the slow, painful destruction of everything he once believed in. "Commander," Officer Dren said in a hollow voice, "half the fleet is gone. The rest can't escape Earth's gravity. Their engines are failing." Vrax did not look away from the window. He could still see the planet, Earth, glowing with fires, flashing with railguns, echoing with thousands of active machines. Yet, even in its fury, it looked alive, as if the planet itself had chosen to fight. Dren spoke again. Sir, Surface teams are requesting evacuation. Vrax closed his eyes. We cannot evacuate them. The machines control the ground. We would lose more ships trying to land. But, sir, they're gone. The words tasted like ash. Below, the human message. Far beneath the battlegrounds, deep inside Arclight Base, General Elias Ward stood inside the command center. His face was calm, too calm. A young officer approached him. General, the alien fleet is collapsing. We're receiving thousands of surrender signals. Ward's expression did not change. Are they leaving our orbit? He asked. No, sir. Then this is not surrender, Ward said softly. He turned toward the main screen. It's fear. He placed his hand over the terminal. Send the final message. The broadcast begins. Every council ship froze. Every console flickered. Every alien soldier felt their helmet vibrate. A single transmission forced its way through all frequencies. No one blocked it. No one could. A calm voice, human but synthesized, strengthened by Earth's AI grid, filled every corner of the fleet. Attention invaders. You are hearing the voice of Earth. Vrax stepped closer to the speaker. His heartbeat slowed. His breath caught. The voice was not angry, not mocking, not emotional. It was final. Your council voted for our extinction. You chose war. You chose destruction. You chose death. The command deck was silent. Not a single alien dared speak. We did not choose this path, but we will finish it. Sora, still alive on the surface, heard the message through her damaged helmet. Even through fear, she felt something heavy, powerful, almost holy. Earth speaking. Humanity speaking. You invaded our homes. So we moved our homes. Vrax looked up sharply at that line. You wanted to strike our people. So we hit our people. A long pause. You wanted to kill us. So we prepared for you. The machines on the surface all paused their movements, their red visors turning to the sky as if listening. The Earth itself seemed to stop breathing. Then the message continued, darker. And now we will bury you. Every alien in orbit flinched. The grave opens. Sensors across the fleet screamed with warnings. Dren's voice cracked. Commander, something is rising from the planet. Vrax opened his eyes wide. From the ruins of cities, from the oceans, from deserts and mountains, massive structures began lifting into the air. Platforms, arms, pillars of metal, all connected. Earth's machines had created something unimaginable. A planetary cage. Massive EMP pylons locked together, forming a grid that surrounded Earth completely, like a metal spine wrapping the planet. Sir, Dren whispered, that's a kill sphere. Vrax felt the truth sink into him. Humans had never built this to use on other species. They built it to use on invaders. Activate burial protocol. The voice echoed once more. The final light. The pylons charged. The grid glowed bright white. The Warland shook violently. Dren screamed, Commander! The energy reading is impossible. This could wipe out our entire fleet. Vrax knew this was the end. Not because humanity hated them, but because humanity refused to die. He whispered one last sentence, not to his soldiers, but to the humans below. We never should have come. The grid released its power. A silent flash spread across space. A tidal wave of white energy, erasing every alien ship caught above Earth. No fire, no explosion, only silence. Silence and drifting ash. The Council fleet died without leaving smoke, without leaving screams, without leaving anything at all. Just emptiness, just a grave. The last scene, minutes later, the Earth-wide grid powered down. The lights dimmed. The machines on the surface returned to their posts like loyal guardians. Earth breathed again. Sora stared at the quiet sky. It was over. Commander Vrax's ship, the last one, floated powerless. A final transmission reached him. A human voice. Soft, almost gentle. Council forces. Earth does not seek revenge, but we do not forget. Another pause. If you return, bring peace, or bring coffins. The signal ended. The sky over Earth was clear again. But the message would echo through the galaxy for generations. Humans were not prey, not fragile, not weak. They were survivors. They were builders. They were the last species anyone should ever corner. Earth was voted for destruction, but it was invaders who were buried. The Council voted for an invasion. Humanity